Talking about personal development, I would like to quote Stephen Covey in his legendary book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He says habit number 2, all highly effective people begin everything with the end in mind. I call that the big picture theory. So if I may ask, what is the big picture of your life? One of the greatest thinkers of our time, the late Steve Jobs, once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." You have to trust that somehow the dot will have to connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, your destiny, your life, your karma, whatever. And according to him, that approach has never let him down. I'd like to quote another favorite author, Robert Kiyosaki, famously known for his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Another book he authored is titled, Why A Student Work for C Student and B Student Work for Government. Now, that is a research-based book. Kiyosaki realized that some of the students that were A's in school, they never ended up being A's in careers. But the C students went ahead to employ the A students. They went ahead to lead corporations, to put together investments, and to become society influential individuals. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that in a normal classroom setup, most A students like sitting at the front row because they want to be as close to the teacher as possible. They want to be as close to the blackboard as possible. They don't want the noise of the backbenchers. They want to be here. I'm here, the teacher is here, the blackboard is there. Tap them at the back, they don't want to listen. You are distracting them. But look at it this way. A lot of C students like sitting at the back. At the back benches. And they could sit at the back, and for the entire term, they don't answer any question, because whenever they ask a question, or a question is asked, or a teacher is looking at the back, they can hide behind someone the whole term, and nobody asks them the question. But there are advantages of staying at the back, sitting at the back, because at the back, they have a full view of the classroom. And some of them like sitting at the back and by the window side. At the window side, they have a full view of the outside world. And if you are gone to school, you realize that a lot of A students most of the time are antisocial. They're not that friendly. They don't want to make too many friends in class, because then you'll be asking them for answers and you'll be bothering them for work and homework and copying and stuff like that. So C students are your charming social personalities. If you come into the class from another school, a C student will ask you, "Hey, welcome, that desk is empty." They know everything because they talk to everybody. And then when you settle, they ask you, "By the way, were you expelled there, or it's a So they know everything and anything about you. So they are so friendly. And because they make too much noise, their names are all the time in the list of noisemakers, and they are sent to the field to do manual work. You know, they're used to the field. They're used to rough things. They're used to stones and stuff. They have a view by the window, but they have also advantage from the back to have the big picture. So these people grow up with a very different perspective about life. You see, they've been too much on the ground doing groundwork. No wonder that's where they discover gold, diamond, and oil. And when they make their millions, who do they employ? They look for their friends that were very good in math, very good in numbers. So it's a theory that sounds a little bit controversial, but if you look at it in real life, it just speaks about the same perspective McCormack talked about, or they don't teach you at Harvard Business School, or they still don't teach you at Harvard Business School and beyond Harvard. It's the same perspective on the book. How come that idiot is rich, but I'm not? The idiot has a different perspective of things. The idiot looks at things in a holistic way, and I like telling people, the idiot is kind of cow-centric. They don't just look at cow as meat and milk. They look at the skin of the cow. They look at the horns for art, and they look at the manure for the waste for manure. They look at the skin for leather products. They look at the sweat of the cow for labor. So they are cow-centric. They look at milk and milk products. They look at so many things within the cow. So when they approach an opportunity, they are cow-centric. Whereby the other fellow, it's him, the teacher, and the blackboard. And their view of the world is very narrow. So what am I saying here? I say, with a good education, informal and personal development will just be the key that unlocks new possibilities, new perspectives, and new paradigms in your life. No wonder they say the average CEO among the Fortune 500 companies read a book a week, on average 52 books in a year. And those are some of the best brains in the world, but they still invest in themselves. There was this gentleman who had a hardware shop, and for many years he was the only hardware in this mall. And he came to work, he took his business for granted, until one day someone was renovating the shop next to his. And he thought maybe this shop could be a butchery because Christmas was around the corner. To his great surprise, guess what? The newly renovated shop was a hardware similar to his, selling everything like his, a little bit cheaper, but fresher and newer stock, with a big sign written, lowest prices. Now this old man wonders and says, you mean this fellow did not have any other place to go and set up his business? He had to come this close to me to sell the same things I sell? Before he recovers from his shock here, another shop was being renovated here on the left side of his shop. Then he looks at this shop and he says, okay, maybe this could be a bookshop because after Christmas, normally it's school opening. To his great surprise, this other shop was also hardware, selling everything like his. Same stock, same type of things, with a bigger sign written there, best deals. Now imagine you are sandwiched by two new businesses with strong and solid branding. Here, selling everything like yours, lowest prices. Here, selling everything like yours, best deals. So where do you go from here? Do you relocate? Do you sue them to the competition authority? Do you call the local chief to come and reconcile you and convince you guys to go a little bit, no social distancing, but economic distancing? This fellow sat down and he became street smart. He became street smart. I guess maybe these ones were taught, when you start a business, do like this, do like this, do like this, and do this branding. This fellow became street smart. He put up a big sign on his own shop and wrote, main entrance. So his shop became the main entrance. When a prospect came, they looked at the right, lowest prices. They looked at the left, best deals. And where do you think they went? They went through the main entrance. They entered there and did their shopping. So all the money stayed here. Now that's what I mean by being street smart. That's what I mean by leveraging. Leverage on their branding. Leverage on their marketing budget. Leverage on their freshness and warmth of colors and the music they are playing and the promotion they are making. Then when people come, you become the main entrance. How come that idiot is rich and I am not? Perspective. What they don't teach you at Harvard Business School. What they still don't teach you at Harvard Business School. Beyond Harvard. Why A student work for C student and B student work for government. Sometimes it all boils down to one thing: the quality of your thinking and the perspective you have about life, people, businesses, and issues. So Pepe Minambo TV YouTube channel is your partner for personal development. We'll be talking about great books, book reviews. We'll be talking about great biographies, maverick personalities. We'll be talking about many concepts, coaching, and holding you and journeying with you and working with you and provoking you to be anything and everything you were created to be. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share the link with friends and family, and press the notification button, ring the bell so to get notification from us. And every week on a regular basis, we'll be speaking to you, inspiring you to be everything you can ever be under the sun.